All right, my man, good job today. Little review video here. Get things set up. As we talked about briefly, our number one priority needs to be, we need to do a better job with alignment. You aiming too far to the right causes some matchup issues at the top of your golf swing that causes your trail arm to work too internally, that gets that steep over the top move happening out of necessity. So number one priority would be alignment. Parallel left to your target. Relax your trail shoulder underneath to get our forearms in a little bit better position. From there, we talked about the importance of what does it take to hit a good iron shot. The first non-negotiable is we have to interact with the ground. We noticed with your divots, you do a fine job with your low point, getting it out in front of the target line or ball line. But we also noticed and spoke about how deep that divot is, and that's a good indication of someone that's coming into the golf ball a little bit too steep with that right shoulder, trail shoulder too high at impact. So, we certainly talked a lot about shallowing out. What we did, we put a constraint in front of you and told you basically just to miss the bag. Let's just go through this video quickly. I'll separate these. So here we are at P2 on both. Both are in a pretty good position. As we transition to the top on both, we don't see a lot of big differences. Something we didn't talk about today is your left knee. I love to see that left knee start to straighten up a little bit at this point. Helps your trail hip get a little bit higher, but we're just going to fast forward through that. That's something that moving forward we'll work on. Let's go ahead and start to transition. Let's get the club about right there. And here's where we can really see the difference. Second time that the golf club is parallel to the ground. Clearly we see that the guy on the top has a much better impact position coming into the ground. Let's make some observations. This little gap that we have going through our elbows is what we're looking for. When we do that, we see just a little bit more flexion into the trail arm. And look at the condition of the wrists. We've got that wrist that's really extended back, which helps that club position be more off of our trail thigh. And when we look at this guy, I'll just clear all that. When we look at this condition over here, we notice that we lose that gapping in our forearms all of a sudden. That closes, that gapping's gone. And clearly that club head is way out of position. It's basically on a straight line between the ball and the target. There's only two things that can happen from there. We're going to hit poles or we're going to hit big cuts, depending on where the face is. So if we clear that, we sync this up, and we can just see such a better condition at impact. One of our observations is that you will hit the golf ball a little bit fat as we work through this move because of the shallowing or the lowering of the trail arm. So we'll have to work on some later release patterns to move that low point forward. Also, the golf ball may tend to go a little bit pushy and to the right, and we need to let it go right for a while, because right now your instincts will be to close the face the wrong way, get that right arm too much internal. So a lot of information today. I thought you did a good job. You consumed the information nicely, so gave you a couple drills to work on. So we'll get to work, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.